So I've had the privilege of living in Bali, Indonesia for the last 3 weeks at 19 years old. It's been an amazing experience, especially considering the fact that it was fully funded by me, by us, by the business. This video is just a no edits raw reflection of 2025 and sort of the fresh new perspective that this place has given me going into 2026. It's really hard to not be grateful here. Staying in these crazy villas with poolside views of the jungle or the ocean, it's really hard to not be grateful when the second that you leave that, you are essentially in a poverty-stricken country. I'm not sure if it's intentional or not, but the way that people live here, it almost feels like their whole way of life is that things are good enough, you know? They have food, they have shelter, they have transportation, they have schools, and that's kind of it. Everything that they do doesn't need to be crazy or lavish in any kind of way. And the local lifestyle is just extremely simple. And then you have all the newer touristy areas that are obviously a lot more luxurious, like recovery centers with saunas and cold plunges and hot tubs and protein shakes and smoothie bowls and gyms. It just makes you truly recognize the luxuries in life and not take them for granted. And it just sort of humbles you. You actually do look at them as luxuries because they are more than the bare minimum for you to be able to survive. So it's been a really fresh perspective, especially going into the new year here. I feel like I'm just going into it with a lot healthier of a mindset in general. 2025 was a huge year for me and for us. We literally went from 0 to 100. And a lot of that journey, and even before that, when I was still working at McDonald's or Home Depot or my part-time sales job, the last couple of years of my life have been driven out of fear of not being able to get by or hit the goals that I set out. But the truth is, I've grown the most I have as a person out of any other year. And every single bad time that I had, whether it was my job going out of business or my parents moving their house and me having to find a place to stay, every single bad thing that happened in the long run ended up being a good thing. And to be honest, it all accelerated the timeline of hitting my goals. I'm not gonna act like I've grown all wise from living here in Bali, or that making my first money in the game of business has all of a sudden unlocked some kind of profound understanding of life. But I do think that I'm headed in the right direction, in the direction that I want to go. While I've lived here, I've gotten a lot better at slowing down, at finding those moments of peace. Whether it's simply riding a scooter through the streets, or it's sitting on a nice beach, or it's waiting for food that's taking way too long in an overheating restaurant. You should always be able to go into yourself and find that inner peace. And I really hope to bring that back home with me. Just because I feel like it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day of things not working in the business, or things not working out in life, or you not doing the things that you want to do, or even just basic things like getting stuck in traffic from 5 minutes longer than you would have wanted to. It's really easy to get caught up and let those things affect you in a negative manner and ruin your whole day, and then combine every single day in order to ruin your whole week. And so what I feel like I've gotten really good at here is resetting from a fresh slate on a daily basis. I'm not gonna lie, I've got some pretty ambitious goals set out for the new year for a 19-year-old or 20-year-old. But I truly believe that if I simply do all the correct inputs in order to get there, I will get there. At the same time, I also kind of have to. I'm gonna start the year off in a position that I'm very familiar with, which is having my back up against the wall and having to figure shit out, or else having no choice but to make it happen. And I think that's a good thing. The way that you learn to swim is by getting tossed in the water. Overall, I'm extremely grateful for these last few weeks and what this last year has been able to bring into my life. And I'm only excited for the future.